Hey everyone, I am going to do a reading from Two Hearts Christmas Gift by Tamara Ferguson and presented by Itsy Bitsy Book Bits. Prologue. Iraq. Lieutenant Liam McAllister was becoming uneasy, riding in the munitions supply truck along with Max Sorensen, another member of the rescue team Liam was heading up. Something wasn't right about the way this mission was going down. He was becoming suspicious of the driver who'd been waiting at the prearranged drop site after they had parachuted in. Supposedly, they were on a rescue mission, but the deeper they were driven into enemy territory, the more concerned Liam was becoming, since the driver was making no effort whatsoever to make sure their vehicle remained unseen. 1 minute, Liam was glancing at the driver as he suddenly slowed down while avoiding a ditch in the road, and the next minute, catastrophe struck. Weapons drawn, a group of men appearing to be terrorists had the truck surrounded before Liam was even able to take aim. It was a trap, and the driver was obviously in on it. Once they met up with the two other men from Liam's unit who'd been dropped at a different location, they'd been assigned to rescue a high-ranking officer from another country whose name had yet to be revealed. Apparently, whoever it was had succeeded in securing sensitive top-secret data and was ready to hand it over to the US. The other two men from his unit had been provided different details of the operation than Liam. That way, neither half of the unit would know enough about the mission to be compromised. Now that they were in trouble, it would be up to Liam as the top-ranking officer to effectively come up with a way to control the situation. "Put down your weapon," he ordered Sorensen, laying down his own as the supposed terrorists joined them inside the back of the supply truck with their weapons still drawn. As they drove past the deserted camp where he and the other men from his unit had been scheduled to rendezvous, Liam realized something had gone terribly wrong. Chapter 1. 13 years earlier, Crystal Rock, Wisconsin. Pressing her nose against the SUV window, 17-year-old Renee Devereaux stared in wonder through the glass at her surroundings. Their branches becoming heavy with falling snow, pines and paper-white birch lined the scenic roadway which wound around the ice-coated Crystal Rock Lake. As her father drove into the parking lot of the Dragonfly Point Inn, she became even more excited. The inn was so beautiful, as well as huge, rising high above the lake in its setting amid several towering snow-covered pines. After flying in from Louisiana a few hours earlier, the rental SUV had been waiting for them at the airport in Eau Claire. This was the first time she'd ever seen snow, and Renee was thrilled to be spending Christmas with the family of one of Mom's oldest friends. Mom had been raised here in Crystal Rock, but their family had moved south when she'd been about the same age as Renee. While she'd been growing up, Renee had been told so many stories about the town that Mom had called home. And Dragonfly Point was supposed to be magical, especially at Christmas. Mom turned in her seat looking equally excited. "Isn't it beautiful, dear? I've had some of the best Christmases here at the inn with your grandparents and my friends. There are so many activities going on even during the winter. We can go sledding and skating, and there's the big charity concert the day before Christmas Eve. I can't wait." Reaching out, Mom squeezed Dad's hand as he waited for the ballet near the entrance. "Thank you so much, Mark, for bringing me back this year." "To tell you the truth, Abby, I've been looking forward to it too," Dad admitted. "Christmas wouldn't have been the same without our parents this year." Mom answered, "Who would have thought they would have all decided to go away together on a Christmas cruise?" "I think they thought it would be good for us to get away too," Dad confessed. "All I do is work, and I can't even remember the last time I took some days off from my practice." "It would have been hard this year without Ben," Mom said softly. "It's better that we took a vacation from home this Christmas." It's been a rough year after Ben was sent to Afghanistan as an Air Force medic, Dad murmured softly. He never expected to be shipped overseas only a few months after he was married. Poor Miranda, but at least she'll have the baby to keep her busy, Mom said. I hate that Ben's not allowed to communicate because I know she's got to be really stressed after only hearing from him once. Hopefully, Ben will be back before the baby's born. I'm going to miss Uncle Ben and Miranda too this year, Renee admitted, swallowing a lump in her throat. They've always been so much fun. I'm glad for Miranda's sake that she decided to go stay with her parents during the holidays, Dad murmured. I think being with us this year would have reminded her even more about how much she was missing Ben. At that moment, someone appeared to unload their luggage and Dad handed over these SUV keys, stepping out from the car. Gather all your things, Renee, Dad murmured. The cold can be hard on electronics, so make sure you bring your laptop and phone inside. All right, Dad, Renee answered, scooping up her overnight bag along with her laptop. Her phone was already in her purse, which she hung over her shoulder before stepping out from the SUV. Trailing behind Mom and Dad, she glanced around the lobby as they walked inside, which was decorated with lights, a small fresh tree and greenery. Holiday music echoed through the air, and it smelled like Christmas, she thought, inhaling the scent of pine and apple cinnamon. While Dad walked up to the desk to check their reservations, Renee began circling the lobby, picking down a glassed-in hallway which led to a bunch of different shops, where jewelry, clothing, artwork, and a large assortment of souvenirs seemed to be available. I can't wait for both of us to do some shopping, Mom murmured, approaching and standing beside her. It looks like they've expanded and added quite a few new stores. I love the look of that display in the window over there, Renee answered, pointing. Can you see all the dragonfly jewelry? Mom smiled. I wonder if my old friend Dawn is still the owner. Your dad and I came back to Dragonfly Point several times before you were born. Renee was puzzled. Came back? Mom frowned. I never mentioned that your father and I met here in Crystal Rock? No, Renee answered. I think I would have remembered. You know that dragonfly pendant I wear so much? Mom asked. Sure, the silver one shaped by two entwined dragonflies. Your father gave that to me when we were dating. It's kind of a tradition here if you're planning on proposing. Renee grinned. In that case, I'd better not hold my breath. I'll just buy my own. Mom laughed. Silly girl. I know you're dedicated to becoming a doctor and have vowed to never let a relationship stand in your way, but life can get complicated. You might meet someone who you really care about when you least expect it. I doubt it, Renee answered. All the guys I meet close to my age seem so young. Mom was still smiling when Dad turned back to the desk where he was finally being waited on. I know with that brain of yours that you think you're too intellectual to appeal to anyone. But you're a pretty girl, Renee, and someone's going to come along who won't let something big like the brain of yours get in his way. Renee laughed. So there's Dad, who keeps telling me it's good I don't have a steady boyfriend so I can focus on my career. And then I have you, Mom, who's kind of like saying just the opposite. That's because it was like that with me and your dad. He was in medical school and determined not to let anyone get in the way of his career. We even split up for a while, but when I was ready to start my new job here in Crystal Rock, guess who came after me all the way from New Orleans? Renee's eyes went wide. Dad? Dad, Mom agreed firmly, wearing what was definitely a mischievous smile, and he proposed to me here at Dragonfly Point. Dad was approaching them carrying the key card for opening the door into their suite. I never knew you had it in you, Dad, Renee said. Dad looked at her quizzically. What? Being so romantic, especially after all the recent warnings you've been giving me about long-term relationships because of my career goals. You actually chased Mom back here to Crystal Rock? What can I say, Ren? Dad grinned, wrapping an arm around Mom's shoulders. I did. I never knew I had it in me either. Mom kissed him on the cheek. Thankfully, I did. Everyone laughed. Chapter 2. 17-year-old Liam McAllister looked at his twin sister Quinn as if she'd grown another head. You want me to go on a blind date with the daughter of Mom's friend? Liam snorted. Come on, that's going a little too far. She's only going to be here for a couple of weeks, Quinn replied. Come on, Liam. Mom would really appreciate it. Didn't you say that this girl is some brainy nerd who wants to be a doctor? Liam growled, envisioning someone wearing glasses with her head in a book. What would we even talk about? I'm sure you could improvise, Quinn answered dryly. Supposedly, they just arrived today, and it's not like you're dating anyone. Gee, thanks for reminding me, Liam muttered. What did you expect when that Tom Shelburne showed up in town, driving his own Camaro and throwing his money around? Laura's always been a snob. I never liked her, and to tell you the truth, you're better off without her. Truthfully, even though he wouldn't admit to Quinn, Liam had been growing pretty tired of Laura's demands. Although he worked as a part-time instructor and supervisor at the local climbing gym, instead of putting the money away like he'd planned for when he went to the Air Force summer seminar, he'd been spending every penny dating Laura. She was hot. All right, Liam heaved a sigh. I can hear Mom's lecture if I don't go along with all of you anyway. Only I won't be able to make it tomorrow since I've got to work. I took on some extra hours because a couple of people are off during the holidays. That's all right. We're just going sledding with the gang. No biggie. But maybe you could meet us for lunch at the Dragonfly Point Inn Cafe before you go into work tomorrow? All right, Liam answered. That I can do. So, what's going on today? The Devereaux family is coming over for dinner tonight. Are you going to be home? What time? Probably around 6, Quinn answered. I'll be off at 5 and I'll try to get in a quick workout before dinner, he answered, hoisting his bag over his shoulder. You've been really good about sticking to your workout schedule this past few years. I'll have to be if I plan on being accepted into the academy, Liam admitted. Quinn sighed and grimaced. I wish you weren't determined to go into the Air Force. Liam lifted a brow. You know that I've been planning on it for years. I've even been busting my butt for good grades. That's what Grandpa Dad did. Yes, but that doesn't mean you have to do it too. Dad even gave you an out. Oh, sis, I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't really want to. You know that, he muttered. She heaved a sigh, looking unusually concerned. I guess. I'm just worried you'll get hurt, or maybe even something worse. I've been having this premonition. He gave her a wry grin. I thought you didn't believe in the crazy psychic connection that supposedly happens between twins. Quinn scrunched her nose. The dream I had just seemed so real. Preparing to depart, he elbowed her gently in the ribs. You can't worry about something that hasn't even happened. I guess, she murmured, still looking uncertain. I'll see you before dinner. I'll close a little early if there isn't much business. All right, I'll tell Mom, Quinn said. Thanks, Liam answered, running up the staircase and outside through the back door. Chapter 3. Leaving Mom and Dad to figure out their vacation schedule, Renee had taken a walk through the entire hotel after they ordered an early lunch from room service and settled in their suite. Looking longingly through the windows in the cafe where she was sitting, Renee sat in a booth drinking some hot coffee a few hours later. She desperately wanted to go outside, but Mom insisted on her waiting until they did some shopping, since Renee needed a warm winter coat and hat, along with a good pair of boots. Since the vacation had been a spur-of-the-moment decision, none of them were prepared for the weather here in Wisconsin. Renee's cell phone began to vibrate, and picking it up, she quickly switched it on. Mom? Hi, dear. I just talked with my friend, Marianne McAllister, and we're going over there for dinner at about 5:30. Oh, okay. What about shopping? I took a long look in all the store windows, but I didn't go inside any of the shops yet. Good, because I'm waiting for you here in the lobby. Where are you? She asked. I'm in the cafe, just drinking some coffee. I'm nearly finished, so I'll be there in a minute. I'll be here, Mom answered, disconnecting her phone. Switching off her phone, Renee tucked it into her purse pocket and quickly finished her coffee. As she was leaving the cafe, she took a final look around. Surprisingly, there appeared to be a lot of teenagers in here today, almost like it was a local hangout, and Renee could understand why, with its unique retro-style decor. The schools here in town must have had a similar holiday schedule as hers. Mom was talking to someone at the desk, Renee noticed as she walked into the lobby. The woman appeared to be someone else Mom was acquainted with, since they seemed to be having a debate about something.